Rugby Championship, All Blacks versus South Africa, Game 2 in Wellington. Wow! What an outcome. Scoreline, All Blacks 10, Springboks 43. World record score to South Africa. Congratulations. What an amazing performance from your team. The Springboks were on fire, I must say. It's a sad day for the All Blacks. Historically, the biggest defeat ever. And on home soil. Oh, man. Sky Stadium. Ugh. Let's just never play in Wellington. Ever again. Cancel all games. Sorry, Wellington. I love the city, but we lose. I don't like that. Congratulations to South Africa, and thank you on behalf of rugby fans around the world. Thank you for the upgrade. Thank you for the upgrade in rugby. Yeah. Yes, dominant, powerful performance from the forward pack. As expected. You have to have that platform. Marvelous. Terrific. I love the tenacity, and nothing new there for me from South Africa. Amazing performance in the forwards, but nothing new for me. But your back line, oh my goodness. Now that was fun. Awful from an All Blacks perspective to watch, but to see you guys chucking the ball around, like the ball skills, the handling skills, the confidence. Not just the confidence in self, the confidence in team. Not just confidence in team on the field and on the bench, confidence in the broader team, that we have a plan that we can play to and we trust and it'll work. Win, lose or fail, we play a game and we have some fun and see what happens. Well, I bet you had some fun. Just terrific performances across the field, but I mean, Damien Willemse. You could have had a nuclear arsenal and you wouldn't have been able to stop that guy on Saturday night. My God. Just, an all-round brilliant performance. To be honest, it's like the closest I can think is, back to backline like Ma'anonu and Conrad Smith outside of Dan Carter. That kind of style with, Aaron Smith at half. And, wingers like Julian Savia and Nehemil Nascada, that kind of, the heyday, 10 years ago kind of styles where rugby seemed easy. Yeah, that was it. Rugby looked easy on Saturday night for South Africa in the second half. Okay. Stats don't really tell the story. You can say 60-40 and all other things to South Africa, but that doesn't really tell you. That doesn't give you a 43-10 scoreline. No, that does not. So let's go back through this for a little bit, because the All Blacks were up. They were up. Yeah, doesn't feel like it. Didn't look like it at the start of the game either. So, South Africa come out of the gates like the All Blacks did last week. Absolutely on fire. Intent, tenacity, and desire, all on display from the get-go. And they didn't let up. They built, and because they trusted their game plan, when they got a little sniff, they knew as soon as there's blood in the water, we're going to get these guys. And they were right. They wore them down. They wore the All Blacks down. They out-passioned them, out-fought them, and eventually ground them into the dust. Ouch. Jason Ryan, pressure's on, buddy. Got scrums going backwards, lineouts getting torn apart, and nobody over the ball. Maul got destroyed. Everything that we did well last weekend, South Africa countered this weekend. They stopped all the disruptive play from the All Blacks in and around the rucks, in getting the halfback, pressure on the halfback. There was nothing there. The All Blacks were poor. It comes down to small moments, I think, between teams like this. Unfortunately for the All Blacks, small moments compounded. I've never seen this before. What am I looking at here? Tries against the All Blacks in minutes 69, 73, and 79. You don't say that. You just win. When are the All Blacks getting absolutely reamed in the last 10 minutes? Here are the moments. The All Blacks survived a terrific onslaught from South Africa for the first 10 minutes or so and somehow turn it about and come back with some remarkable and creative rugby of their own to give Leroy Carter, debutant, a beautiful try in the corner. Fantastic. 18 minutes in, Damien McKenzie slots the goal, just slipped over the bar. 7-0 ABs after 19 minutes against the tide. Absolutely against the tide. But if you're an ABs fan, it gives you the feeling like, ooh, maybe South Africa will lose their passion, lose their energy for this game plan that they have and run out. Well, that ain't the case. You know what I keep hearing from guys like Justin Marshall and the likes? There's constant talk about running around opposition packs, tiring them out, like they're going to fatigue before we do. Why? That don't happen anymore, guys. It's not the 90s. It's not the early noughties. We don't have tiring packs anymore. You can swap them after 40 minutes. So this idea that we're going to own the last 20 because we're fitter than everybody else, look at the size of our players. 20 years ago, you could not have a 140 kilogram prop on the field anywhere because they couldn't do that for 80 minutes. You can now because you only got to do 40, 30, 20 sometimes, you know? So it's a different game. You can't fatigue a team into a position where you can dominate. But you can break down their willpower and absolutely crush them in the last 20, and that's what South Africa did to the All Blacks. And I've never seen an All Black team quit. Did they quit on Saturday night? Razor needs to be talking to his leadership group about what the hell happened in the last 20. Okay, but here's the first moment that things turned for me. Cheslin Colby intercept. Not the intercept, not the Billy Proctor pass, which shouldn't have been given, or, dude, basketball, there's so many other ways that becomes a try for the All Blacks. Colby steals it. Colby's gone. Absolutely, we all know that. Jordie Barrett chases and keeps chasing. But in the last couple of meters of the chase, he backs off and he gifts Colby a couple of extra meters closer to the post. No gifts. No gifts, All Blacks. Not 1 meter, not 1 inch. Never, ever, anywhere. Not in the lineup when they line up. Push them back, push them off the mark. Yes. Fight for every scrap all game long. Cheslin Colby charged down a kick against France in that quarterfinal in the World Cup to win the game, it turned out. He didn't know that at the time. But these are the things. This is the difference. Moments win games. And if you're willing as a player to see through that moment, not worrying about the energy that it takes out of you, not worrying about anything else except for winning that moment, even if it's a moment that you're going to lose it the best you can. Yeah, that seemed to evaporate from the All Blacks. D-Mac, 29 minutes in, chooses to kick a penalty goal, 10-7 ABs. But it's around that time when it just falls apart. Up until that point, we've been competitive in the air. D-Mac's taken a couple. Jordie Barrett's been very competitive. Will Jordan. Everybody's been taking or causing trouble, but we're in the game. Definitely in the game. After minute 29, we stopped catching the high ball. We don't catch it anymore. And then after a while, they don't need the high ball. Yeah. So it's just things like that. If you're getting out-passioned, jumping up for the ball, then there is an issue. And this is 2 games we've lost and 2 games we've lost for the same problem. We're not going up for the high ball. We're getting pushed off our own scrums. We're getting disrupted in the lineup, and we're getting bullied. And they seem to be unsure how to stop it. That's the problem. Where are the answers? Where are the answers? When do you fire a shot back? According to the All Blacks on Saturday night, in the second half, you don't. Now, that for me is a serious issue. That's the top two. That's the mentality. That's where you get your sports psychologist back in and say, what's going on, guys? It was a tough one. It was a real tough one to watch. But I got to say, I'm really excited about Springboks rugby. I'm really excited to see the response from the All Blacks. There's just no confidence there. There's no confidence. Bring on the Bledisloe and the Australians, who are looking fantastic. Okay, let's go.